Hello everyone! My name is Jennifer Stay. This is Coloring Bliss. The sleeping dog is Rose, and we are here to celebrate World Watercolor Month. I am putting the finishing touches on one little part of my mandala, which is printed on watercolor paper. And we are here to celebrate World Watercolor Month because we can now print watercolor coloring books. So I want to give away a watercolor coloring book every day this month. I'm so excited. So if you are here watching this video and it's still July 2019, then you need to click the link that is in this video description and follow it right away and get your entry in so that you have a chance to win. We have lots of ways to win and we're going to talk about it today. We're going to do some watercolor painting. We're going to talk about what is watercolor, World Watercolor Month, and if you want to celebrate it, how to do that. And we're just going to have fun. This is a non-regularly scheduled live event. If you want to join us for our regular live events, we do them every Wednesday, the first hour on Facebook, the second hour here on YouTube. So we'd love to have you join us. Make sure you hit subscribe and hit that notification bell because in July, I'm going to be doing all kinds of really fun YouTube videos all about watercolor. And we're going to be trying out new watercolor products, and I'm going to be sharing some of my favorite watercolor tips and ideas, things that I've been learning. Now, I'm not a professional watercolorist, but what I am is a colorist who uses watercolor in her art. And that means that I have some tips and tricks that might help you if you are that same kind of person. A hobbyist that loves coloring with watercolor. You're not necessarily into realism or, making the masterpiece, but you want to use watercolor and not be frustrated by it. If that's you, you're in the right place. So make sure you're subscribed because we're going to have a lot of fun here in July and learn a lot. It's going to be fun. Let me show you what I've been working on right here. The prompt for today, for the first day in July, is primary palette. So I squeezed out 3 colors onto my palette, the primary colors. I've got blue, red, and yellow, and those are the 3 colors I've been using on this coloring page that is printed on watercolor paper. And I'm just sort of warming up. It's been a while since I've done this kind of painting in a coloring book. And so it's just been fun to do some wet and wet coloring techniques and relearning how the paints flow and do their thing. I've also been using this little additive into my water because I live here in Utah, which is a desert climate. My water on my watercolor paper dries so fast. I have fans going. We are in a very dry climate, and I used to think it was me. I thought that I was just doing something wrong. I couldn't get any of my wet in wet techniques to work. And then I was watching the right video at the right time, and I finally learned, nope, it's not my fault. It's because I live in a dry climate. So I highly recommend you pick this up if you're having problems with your wet in wet techniques. And I'll have Steve make sure he gets, oh, I did that the wrong thing. I'll have Steve make sure he gets the right link to this product right here. It's by Winsor and Newton, and it has changed my watercolor game. I have a lot of other videos I'm going to be putting up to teach you some of these types of things that help make my watercolor experience better. So, Steve, do we have people coming on live?
We do, and
awesome.
We've had Marcy who donated to our channel.
Marcy, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It really helps our channel when we get donations. I'm so grateful for that. Thank you so much, Marcy. Okay, so I've got Steve here. He's going to help me explain to you how we're going to be doing the book a day giveaway. So we're going to go through that. I'm going to show you actually on the website what it looks like when you enter and how you can enter for a chance to win $100 at the Coloring Bliss print shop. did I say $100? We're going to talk about that too. And I'm going to keep working on this piece of art too. And I've got a pink box back here that recently, actually I think it was on Saturday, showed up from Amazon, and I want to show you what's in that pink box. I'm going to be doing a full YouTube video where we unbox, well, officially unbox that pink box, but I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek. So much fun that we're going to do tonight. So much fun. So let's start out by telling you how you can win a coloring book. Should we start with that, Steve? Do you want to say hi to them?
Yeah, hi everybody.
So Steve's been working really hard on coming up with some really great software to manage this so that we can give away a book every day. But the software does some extra special things as well.
Yes, it does.
It makes it so that you guys have an opportunity to share with other people a special link so that they have a chance to win a book. But every time you share it and they take advantage of the giveaway with your link, you get extra chances to win.
Yes, they do.
So it's really cool software. So let's teach them how to do it, Steve.
Okay, let me
let's get this rolling.
do this.
Got to get the software here.
All right, let me switch over to here.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. Okay, we'll go there. Come on, work.
There it goes. Okay. So this is what it looks like when they follow the link in the video.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So follow the link here, and this is where you can enter. Takes you to this page. You can watch this lovely lady's video telling you about the giveaway. But the main thing is this big green button down here.
Yep.
You click Enter to Win. And when you click it, this is going to take us right to the second page. But when you click it for the first time, you're going to be taken to a page where you can put in your email address, accept the terms, and enter.
Yep, it's
So
really
easy.
easy. Steve had me do it. I just typed in my email address. Make sure you use an email address that is a valid one, not like a junk one, because if you win, that's one of the ways we'll use to contact you. So make sure you use a valid one, and we're not going to share it or sell it or anything like that. So you're safe.
The two of us, I mean.
Yeah, yeah. He might share it with me, and I might share with him.
Yeah, that's it. And then you can watch a video here that teaches you a little more about how to get extra entries.
Mm-hmm.
And those extra entries are all tied to this share link and leaderboard button right there. You're going to click that. And what it's going to do is it's going to take you to a page where you're going to get your very own personal referral link.
Oh, look, the leaderboard is starting to change.
Teresa's
at the top right now. Way to go, Teresa.
And so grab that link, and anytime you share this out, make sure you use your personal link here. And what that will do is make it so anybody who signs up using that link, you get credit for. And the reason you want to worry about that is because when you refer a friend and they sign up using your link, then you get an extra entry in the giveaway. And what we've decided to do, so that, a lot of times when we've entered things before, you almost don't want to share it because that just means your chances of winning are diluted, right?
Yeah.
Well, we've overcome that because when you refer a friend and they win, you win.
Yeah.
So if they win a book, you win a book.
Isn't that cool? I think I was telling everybody on Facebook that Dick Blick does these giveaways where it's like a month-long giveaway. And I'm always like, I don't know if I want to share everybody, because if I share this out with everybody, then that's like 1,000 more people that are entering, and that's fewer chances for me to win, but not with us.
Yep. And also with Dick Blick, she was saying that she has to go in every single day and enter. You don't have to do that. You enter once and you're automatically registered for every single day of the month.
For the whole month. So one entry gets you done for the whole month. Isn't that a relief? Seriously, with Dick Blick, it's every day I have to go in and hit re-enter. It's really frustrating. So it's great.
And then we have this leaderboard as well. So what happens is every time people use your link to register for the drawing, then you'll see this. You start to go up the leaderboard here, and it keeps track of who has registered the most. And at the end of the month, so this will happen on August 1st, we're going to go in, we're going to look at the leaderboard, and we are going to take the top 3 people. And we're going to give them an extra special prize.
Yeah, because we want to say thank you to everyone who helped share the word about our giveaway.
Yep. Do you want to share that?
Yeah. So if you are number 3 on the leaderboard, you get a $50 gift card, gift certificate, gift to the Coloring Bliss print shop. If you are in the 2nd place spot, you get a $75 gift to the Coloring Bliss print shop. And if you are in the number 1 slot, which is where Teresa is right now, you get the $100 gift for being in that number 1 slot.
Yep.
So you really want to share it out because, first of all, you share it out and your chances for winning the daily prize go up and your chance of moving up on the leaderboard go up. So I love this software because it really makes it like this great way to make you want to share it out because it increases your chances and then you get your chance for winning the prize at the end. It's just a win-win for everybody. So
yep.
I think it's much more fair than other giveaways that I've been a part of, so I think it's great.
Let me do a new page here too, because I want to show them
something else you need to show.
Well, just when you, if you want to know how to tell if you've won.
Yeah, how to know if you won.
We'll send you a message via Facebook Messenger as well as your email. But you can also go to our Facebook page, which is just facebook.com/coloringbliss.
Right there.
No,
that's our group.
Okay, we don't have it there.
Oh.
But anyway, it's we have it down here on this.
That.
And facebook.com/coloringbliss, and you're going to see this post at the very top of the page. And that's the post that you want to go to and click into the comments because we're going to pin that to the top of the page. In fact, I will do it right now. It has been pinned to the top of the page. And you can come in here and you'll see it right here. Just
there
look
it
for
is.
that.
That's the magic post.
Yep. And then you can come into the comments and that's also where we'll post it. So just keep watching for that.
Okay, very good. Well, I wanted to say thank you to you.
You're welcome.
Because he knows how to do all of this and I don't, so thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And I know your dad has helped with all of this too, so special thanks to Steve's dad.
Yep.
The father-in-law, the dad-in-law. Thank you for helping get us all set up. So get out there. Think about who you can share it to. Are you in a part of a coloring group or an art group? People who you think might want to win a prize. Make sure you share your special link so that they'll use that and you'll get extra entries and your name will move up the leaderboard. So that's how that works. So what is World Watercolor Month? I think it started about 3 or 4 years ago, and there is a link in this video and it will take you to where you can go learn about it. You can go read all about World Watercolor Month, and there is an official prompt list. So if you want to celebrate World Watercolor Month officially, you can follow this prompt list. Now, my plan isn't to follow it really strictly. I usually follow Inktober very strictly. I'm not going to follow World Watercolor Month every single day, but if I do sit down to paint, I'll probably use a prompt. And that's what we're doing today. Today's prompt is primary palette, so that's why I picked the colors that I did for this coloring page right here. And I've got the 3 primary colors on my palette, and I've just been playing and experimenting and just revisiting watercolor, you know, kind of getting my feet wet. Enjoying watercolor all over again. I love watercolor. So, but also, like I said at the beginning of this video, my plan for July is to just really enjoy watercolor. We're going to be playing with all kinds of water-friendly art media. I was telling everybody on Facebook, one of my favorite things that I did back in April was I went through all my art supplies and I wrote down a list of everything in my art studio that is water friendly, is what I decided to call it. Anything that plays nicely with water. So I have watercolor paints, pencils, markers and pens, crayons, and then just other media like gouache and Inktense blocks, that kinds of thing. And I wrote it all down, and it's such a good resource now that I have it written down, because I can go and I can get excited about products that I haven't used in a while, or maybe I can say, well, you know what, those crayons would work really good with that particular paint. I should try pairing those up and try that on a certain project that I'm about to do. And so this list right here is a really great inventory. I keep it handy right here in front of me. I can grab it and get inspired by it anytime I want to. So highly recommend that you make a list like this and keep it handy in with your stash so that you can quickly reference it and remember what you've got. So that's what I did. I keep it, I'm actually going to stick it right here now that I've shown that to you, so that I have it ready if I need to grab it again. So did you have a question?
Well, Jennifer was asking why on your coloring here, she was curious why when yellow met blue it didn't turn green.
Ooh, such a good question. Do you know the answer to that, Steve?
Are you using cyan, or is it?
See, this is one of those things.
Yeah,
Watercolor is a mystery. Okay. And I am not... Okay, Steve's trying to get me up here. Okay. I am not a watercolor guru. I don't have all the answers, but I do know enough to partially answer your question, okay? Inside these paints, there are paints that have single pigments and then paints that have multiple pigments to make up the one color. So when you are a watercolorist, a professional, or someone that wants to get really deep into watercolor, you start learning this kind of thing. You start learning that some paints have one pigment and some paints have multiple pigments. So if you wanted to, for instance, say, if I wanted to try to make a color wheel out of the 3 primary colors, I would want to be really mindful of what 3 primary colors I pick. Because if I pick a pigment that has multiple pigments that make this one blue, and they don't play correctly with the multiple pigments that make this one yellow, when they come together, they're not going to make green. Because the recipe that makes this isn't the right recipe to make green.
So it's like those undertones or those
the undertones and the pigments don't go together correctly.
So it kind of goes
I didn't know this. These are the secrets. These are the watercolor things that when you sit down to play with watercolor and you start, you know, yellow and blue make green. Why isn't it working? It's not working. I'm so frustrated. It's my fault. I've failed. It's not your fault. It's because these things are complicated. And when we buy cheap, really low quality paints, most of the time they are multiple pigment products, because it's cheaper to make a blue out of multiple pigments than one. That's what I understand, but I'm not a guru. Someone can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong on that, but that's what I understand. So you can watch certain watercolorists on YouTube. You could probably type in how to make a color wheel out of watercolor, and they will teach you what to look for when if you want to go to like Dick Blick or an art store and buy the right 3 tubes of paint so that you can do that experiment and create your own color wheel. You can do it, but you want to get the right 3 colors to start with so you'll have the right experience. So it's not your fault.
is some media more water friendly on certain types of papers but not on others?
Yeah. I say it all the time, when you pair the right paper with the right tool, magic will happen. But if you put the wrong paper with the wrong tool, or you think you've got the right paper, you try one tool and magic happens, and then you try the next tool and wah, wah, the colors look flat, doesn't blend correctly. It's not your fault. You just don't have the right pairing together. And that's why I'm always telling you to swatch on the paper that you're going to be doing your art on, test it, Just try things out, experiment, play around. Don't be frustrated, because sometimes it literally is not your fault. It's just the pairing's not quite right. Or like sometimes here, we're looking here, sometimes I used too much water or not enough water. You're just learning and having fun, and give yourself a break. It's art. Sometimes things just go astray. It's art.
Vera says, hi Jennifer, Vera here
Hello.
from Connecticut. Thank you for your live videos. I've learned a lot
You're
watching the
welcome.
videos and am a much better color artist.
Oh, good. I'm glad to help. I'm so glad to answer some of these questions that I was like, what's wrong with me? I love sharing that.
Bean Cat says, I remember hearing something about a cool tinted color and a warm tinted color making a muddier color when mixed together.
That's right. And that's those undertones we were talking
And
about.
Karen asks, so the idea is to get paints with one pigment only?
Yes, but then again, okay, let's look at a swatch chart right here. Okay, let's go here. This is really good. I've been swatching my paints like crazy, and I'm swatching on the actual color. This is the watercolor paper we're printing the books on. So I'm going to see exactly what the Kuretake paints do on this paper. So that's why I was so excited to have a swatch book printed on the right paper. So let's flip over to where I swatched the Cotman paints, which is what I'm using. So here are the Winsor Newton Cotman paints. This are Winsor Newton professional paints. Look at the difference between the reds. Can you see the difference between the strong reds? It's amazing. Anyway, it's amazing. Okay, so look at the reds alone. And I don't know which ones are single pigment and double pigment, but can you tell how some reds feel more yellowy, orangey, some reds feel more bluey? So even if you go and find a single pigment red, remember how someone just said some reds feel more cool, some reds feel more warm. So you still have to be careful that you get the right pairing between a warmish red and a warmish yellow.
Adriana was saying it's actually the right 6 colors. You need a warm and a cool version of each, yellow, red, and blue. And Bean Cat says that, yeah, I only learned that recently. It must have been from the Frugal Crafter.
She talks about it, and there's another YouTuber that did a full video where she created 2 color wheels side by side. One was based on a warm trio, and one was based on a cool trio. I wish I knew and could send you right to the video, but I watch so many videos so that I learn, but it's out there. Go find it, and it was really good, and she showed the difference, how the colors mixed, and it was beautiful and really informative. So yeah, lots to learn in watercolor. Don't get discouraged. Don't be frustrated. Just dive in and have fun like I'm doing. Let's do it right now so you can see.
Now, Jennifer had asked earlier, what if you were to mix the yellow and the blue on the plate?
Okay, let's do it. Let's see what it's going to do. Okay, so as I mentioned at the beginning, I want to explain why I have 3 vessels of water here, because we explained it on Facebook, but we didn't explain it here. This is to rinse my brush. This is plain, clean water, and right here I have a small dish of clean water with this blending medium mixed in. This is the secret sauce. This is the stuff that helps my water stay more wet.
Not evaporate so quickly.
My water stay more wet. Yes, it helps it not evaporate as quickly on my paper, because we are here in Utah. If you're living, I don't know, what's a good humid place? Southern Texas? Was that humid? Southern Texas?
Yeah.
Are you
it's
humid? If
Very
you live in Southern Texas, you probably don't need this magic sauce. I live in Utah where it's uber dry, and I'm here under a fan, and everything dries really fast. And I'm attempting to do some wet on wet techniques, so I want things to stay wet a little longer. So after I've cleaned my brush, I'm picking up, instead of plain water, I'm picking up water that has a little bit of this Winsor and Newton watercolor blending medium. Looks like this. I'm going to hold it still just for a second in case anybody wants to look at it, freeze frame, take a screenshot, all that good stuff. Okay. So I just put a little bit of water, a little bit of this stuff in here, and I pick that up, okay? So now we're going to mix some of this blue over here, and we'll see what the yellow does over here, right? Okay. And let's grab some of the yellow. I'm going to pick it up with this water as well, so it'll stay wet longer, right? Okay. And see, it's not turning a true green. So something in the pigments don't like to play.
Does Cotman say on the tubes if like anything about the pigments?
It should. I'm going to hand it to Steve so I can keep playing here. Here's the 3 tubes we're playing with. It should... I think...
It has cadmium.
Yeah, that's a cadmium color.
Vehicle. Arabic.
I don't know how to read these, you guys.
Oh, pigment. It does have the pigment.
But see, it went this weird, nasty...
Yeah, I don't know how to read it either.
I don't know how to read them. But the Frugal Crafter has a video. She just recently put a video up. Oh, yes. She just recently did a video on the Paul Rubin tubes. Go watch that video. Maybe Steve can go find it. You go find a link to Lindsay the Frugal Crafter, the Paul Rubin tubes. Because that video, she talked towards the end about how half of the Paul Rubin tubes were single pigment paints, and she was like, this is so exciting, they're single pigments, and I was like, oh, this is such good information, and now I want to buy the Paul Rubin tubes. So she was like, buy the Paul Rubin tubes instead of the cakes because they're single pigment paints. Isn't that interesting?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so see, we got a weird grain. So yeah, that's why this is going weird over here too. Okay, let's do something fun over here, and I'll show you the wet in wet. And we'll just do some fun. Just let the watercolor do what it wants. Let's paint right over here, because that other view, Steve, will look really pretty as we flow the paint in. Let's try to do the same technique, only let's go yellow flowing to red. How about? So the first thing I'm going to do is get this pretty wet. I don't want it too wet, but I want it nice and glossy. So I'm looking for that glossy look. Let's see if I go to this view. Can you see how, if I move it, can you see how it looks glossy there? Maybe you can, maybe you can't. I can see that that whole section is nice and glossy. Okay, then we're going to grab some yellow and start flowing it in, and because I've used that medium, it's going to dry slower. Okay, and then we know the yellow and red play well together. I knew they would because they're both cadmium. I picked them on purpose because they both had the cadmium name, so I knew I was probably pretty safe. Come on, wake up, red. Okay, oh wow, that was a lot of paint, sorry. Okay, now let's get it to flow towards the yellow and see what it does. So the Cotman paint is like their student line of Winsor & Newton. And you can buy it in cake form or tube form. Okay, let's see what that does now. We're going to just let it be and watch it flow. We can help it flow if we want to. If we feel like it's not doing what we want it to do, we can use a wet brush or dry brush, and we can just encourage the flow. Oh, now I'm picking up, my brush isn't wet enough. If you start seeing blank spots, it's because you've got a dry brush and you're picking up pigment rather than helping it flow. A little more water.
So is there a cadmium blue, or is cadmium like a more of a warm?
Cadmium isn't cadmium's a metal, right?
Right, I think so.
And I think it gives this orangey yellow tone. Ooh, that's really flowing pretty. Now I really want to play with it.
Janelle asked, how would we know what amount of the Winsor and Newton medium additive we should use if we do it?
I just play around with it. That was what, 2 pipettes? How much is in a pipette? It was 2 pipettes.
She's on the East Coast, so she says probably wouldn't need it, but
yeah, I had, let's see, that's probably 1/4 cup of water, and then I did 2 pipettes, which is what, maybe I don't know how much that pipette is at all.
yeah, I don't know either.
I could probably look at the package if I needed to.
Bean Cat actually kind of likes that green. It's kind of an olive green.
Yeah,
it's turning
it's
into.
not bad.
Is it? Was it like that right from the beginning, or did it kind of has it been going more green as it's sitting there?
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't bother me, that green, but if you were after like a pretty bright green grass green, you'd be frustrated with that green. It's not a color wheel green, right? If you were after a green like on a color wheel, that's not the green you were hoping for.
Oh, Polly just donated. She says, thank you for taking a stressful day and turning it around.
Oh, I'm glad to help. Thank you so much for donating to our channel, Polly. Okay. Let's try that again. We're going to try this.
Adriana says, ultramarine blue is a warm blue and phthalo blue is a cool blue.
Okay.
And so Amy asked, do you have an ultramarine blue in Cotman?
I do. I should have picked ultramarine then.
Let's see. Cadmium yellow is very warm, isn't it?
Okay, let's
Cadmium red is
pick
also
up the yellow.
quite warm.
Here we go again. Let's see if I can make this flow better. Watercolor is just like any other art. If you've been away from it for a while, it takes a little warming up, remembering how the skill works, how much water. It's just like anything else.
Oh, Tika says she just Googled and found there is such a thing as cadmium blue.
Really? That's cool.
Luminaria asked, what paper are you using?
We are on the Bliss, Coloring Bliss watercolor paper. Woohoo! And you can win a coloring book this month on this paper. Steve, you want to tell her how to do it? I'm being a game show host again. Tell them how to win, Steve.
Yeah. Really, though, for those of you who came in a little
I think I got a little
late.
carried away with water there. Look, it's really flowing. Oh well, we're embracing water today.
That's right.
Okay.
For those who came in a little late and missed the first part, it's World Watercolor Month. And so for World Watercolor Month, we're celebrating by giving away one of our new watercolor coloring books every day in July.
Woohoo!
So every single day, we're giving away a book. There are 3 ways to win. The first one is to go to our, let me see, I'll get you right up here and show you right where. Well, actually that won't work, so I will go here. There's a link in the video description here. You can click on it, and then you can go to the giveaway app or the giveaway page, and there's this green button. There's a video of Jennifer. You can watch that. There's the green button, enter to win. Put your information in, and when you do that, you are entered for the entire month of July. No need to come back every single day and enter.
So awesome.
Then after that, you'll be taken to a second page where there will be another video of Jennifer, and she'll be explaining how there are more ways to win. And those all refer to the share link and leaderboard green button you see right there. Click that, and you are going to get your very own link that you can now share out to Facebook, to YouTube. Well, I don't know about YouTube so much, but
No,
Twitter. You could email it to people. You could Instagram, Pinterest, anywhere you'd like. And every time somebody signs up using your personal referral link, you get an extra entry in the giveaway.
Woohoo!
And one thing that we're doing that we think is really cool is that if you have a friend who wins the giveaway, then you also win. So if they win a book, you also win a book.
Woohoo! Which I think is so cool.
Yep. And let me see where they're. Oh yeah, and then there's also the leaderboard. And when you go there, you can also see the leaderboard. And what that is referring to is everybody that enters using your link adds up. And at the end of the month, the top 3 people we are going to give an extra prize to. So on August 1st, we'll look at that, and who's ever in the number 3 spot is going to win a $50 gift card to Coloring Bliss print shop. The second place person is going to win a $75 gift card to our print shop. And the first place is going to win $100 to our shop.
$100. So who's in lead now? Last time we looked, it was Teresa. Should we see if she's still winning?
Yeah, let's see if this will behave for me. Oh, it's not behaving.
It's not behaving. Here, I'll show them what I'm goofing around with.
Okay.
I laid down straight yellow, not wet on wet, just yellow straight onto dry paper. And now I'm putting red on it and just like goofing around here, just seeing what it does. Just relearning how watercolor moves, what it does. How do you play with watercolor? If I use a wet plain brush now and push it back, how will it act? Just relearning, just having fun. That's the fun thing about being on watercolor paper versus like a mixed media paper. Watercolor paper has sizing on it, right? Sizing is a treatment on watercolor paper that allows the paint to move and have time on it. So you can try different techniques and really play with it. So I'm having fun, just experimenting. But I feel like we need to try some other tool, not just watercolor pen. So let's try something else. And I need to show you what's in the pink box. I haven't showed them the pink box yet, Steve. Ooh. So let's try, I've got a blue pencil here. This is a Koh-i-Noor Hardmouth Mondolu. This is Koh-i-Noor's water-soluble pencil. I don't know how you say it. So we're just going to call it a Koh-i-Noor Hardmouth Mondolu. Yeah, I'll show you. And you can pronounce it how you want. Right there. Okay, so we're going to use it here. And as soon as I do this blue band out here, I'm going to lay down a blue part here, and then we're going to activate it and pull it across. As soon as I do this, then I'm going to show you what's in the mystery pink box. I don't know if I've ever opened such a fancy art supply before. I'm really dragging out this mystery. Okay, let's activate it and see what it does. We need to do another battle of the water-soluble pencils.
That's right. Tamara asked, have you ever tried the Ecoline watercolor pens?
No, I haven't tried those ones. Are they good? Oh, I rinsed in my clean water. Rude. I hate it when I rinse in my clean water. Oh, oh. Oh.
You're coloring like me, Jen.
Don't rinse in your clean water, Jennifer. Okay. Now let's do the other side. Oh, I'm just messing up right and left here. And then we'll reveal the pink box.
Yes, they're excited about the pink box, and they love your nails too.
Oh, thank you. Oh, and happy Canada Day to all of our Canadian friends. Speaking of Canadian friends, have we told everybody the restrictions for those who can and can't enter this giveaway, Steve?
No, you need to be 18 years old or older, and it is for U.S. only, for legal and also shipping reasons. There are some people who have U.S. addresses, and so they can enter.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. But, yeah, we wish we could do it worldwide. We just can't do that right now.
Like I said over on Facebook, though, we will do a giveaway soon that includes all of our international friends. So hang in there. Okay, we got some blue with our Kohinoor.
Donna says, don't drink the rinse water either.
Ooh, yeah, it's got all that cadmium in it and ooh, toxic.
Yeah, reminding you to drink and blink.
Oh, yes, I haven't been blinking. I'm going to drink my really healthy Dr. Pepper. I did the trick with the tab thing to hold the really bad plastic straw. Okay. It's just
You're
all
really on a
bad.
roll tonight.
Really bad. Okay, pink box time. Are we ready? What time is it? Oh yeah, we better do it now, huh? Okay, this is the pink box. I didn't know it was going to come packaged so pretty. I feel like it's all like jewelry packaged or something, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So these are some of the paints. In the past, I've referred you guys to Lindsay the Frugal Crafter did a video where she compared all of the metallic watercolor paints that she had in her studio, and one that she recommended that was on the pricey end that I've been just needing to buy for a very long time were the metallic Paul Reubens, and they had two sets available. They had a 12 and this one. And I talked to my fine husband partner right here, and we discussed whether I should just get the small one and be more frugal or go for the full thing and get this one here, and he agreed that I needed this set right here, and so that's why we got this one. I'm a lucky person, don't you guys think? So let me move this to the side and I'll show you. We're not going to do too much of an unboxing right now because I plan on doing a full YouTube video where we just seriously enjoy everything about this. But I will show you how pretty this packaging is. So you can go watch Lindsay the Frugal Crafter if you want to and see what she really likes Paul Reubens in general. So that's why I've had my eye on this for a while. But can we just have a moment to appreciate? Look at the box is all shiny and it's like a linen. It's linen, and I mean, who packages their paints this way? Have you guys ever? I purchased those really expensive Winsor and Newton paints that were like close to $100, and they didn't come packaged like this. Okay, and then it's in, look at this. What? Isn't that fun? Okay, and then it's in a really pretty little pink tin. Sorry, boys. Pink tin. Okay, and then, are you ready for the awe moment? This is just really... If you're not subscribed now, you better subscribe for the upcoming video where we get to see these beauties. Okay, you get an info card, you get, I'm just waiting for the moment to reveal, you get a swatch chart, and then are you ready for this? Look at those beauties. So what we're going to do is have a special video where we unwrap every single one of these little lovely cakes and swatch them all, and then we'll compare them to the other metallic paints, the Kuritakis, all the others that I have. I have quite a few metallic paints now, and we'll compare them all on white and black, and we'll see which ones we think are the most delicious and beautiful.
Mary Lynn just donated.
Oh, thank you so much, Mary
So
Lynn.
you're going to need this money
I know.
to cover your full set syndrome.
Oh, aren't they beautiful? I just love tins like this where you can lift this out like this. So you can manage your little half pans easier. So we'll talk about how these half pans work, how the little crimping works. Took me a long time to learn how all that works. So if you've never seen how little palettes like this work, we'll go into all of that. So it's going to be a really good video in case you've never really played with a tool like this before. So it's going to be lots of fun. Is it just me, or are they all just like, oh,
Yeah,
be
they
still
love
my
them.
heart? It's just like jewelry. Don't you think they've packaged it just like jewelry? Oh, in a little pretty box and everything. So that is just really special.
Oh, and now they're on sale.
I got them when they weren't on sale. Oh, they are on sale. I paid $50 and Steve brought it up and they're on sale for $42. That's a good sale. That's a good sale. And then
Everybody's FSS again, I'm sure.
and then the Paul Reubens in tubes are the ones that she was recommending, but she said they sold out really fast, so they might not even be available. So yeah, that is the beautiful kit right there. And they do have a smaller set in case you can't afford the big set. But yeah, I knew if I was going to get them, I told Steve, I'm going to have the smaller one, and then I'm just going to want the bigger one. So it's cheaper just to buy the bigger one. I'm such a girl. Okay, so that's the other one that I got that I'm excited about. And I also bought, look at these beauties. Just kidding. Okay, so I had to go buy a really inexpensive set. So I bought Crayola and I bought Crazy Art. So I have two really inexpensive sets. They're all on sale right now because it's back to school, right? So I think this one was like $1.50 and the Crazy Art was $1. And so I'm going to swatch these and compare them to all these expensive brands that I have, and see like just how good are these or bad are these. Can you buy these and color in your coloring book and be just as happy as if you had spent $100 on professional Winsor Newton paints? That's another question I have and another video that I want to do. So yep, these are in my stash as well. That if you saw them sitting back there, that's why they're brand new. I wanted to see, have they changed since I was a little girl? I don't even really remember being inspired by them. I remember getting some and like painting like one thing and then being like, that was lame, and never painting with them again. So we'll see if I have the same experience. Do I paint with them and just be like, oh, that's just a horrible experience and never want to do them again? So we'll see. That's what that is back there. So okay, I did my show and tell, Steve. We've got about 10 more minutes that we can do a little bit more coloring here on this one. That was fun. I'm really excited about those Paul Reubens. We might have to film that video sooner than later. Really excited about that. Okay. That was fun. Oh, we were going to try a few other products. Let's try, I've got these Neo colors here. Is any of them? We've got a blue we could do. We're trying to stick with the primary colors because that was our prompt. So let's try this light blue. This is light blue is the name of this color. So let's try it here in this section. I'm going to color it like this. And then we'll activate it and see what it does. Ooh, that's still a little wet. Careful where you put your hand, Jennifer. Okay. Good. Using your Neo colors, Steve.
Oh, fun.
Okay. And then I think I'll grab that darker blue, except I think it was a purple, wasn't it? Blue indigo, it says. I wonder, is it more of a purpley? I can't remember. Was this more purpley, Steve? The darker one?
Yeah, I think it was.
Oh, that one's more of a blue. Okay. I wanted to get a darker in the middle, so we get a bit of a gradient. Dark to light. We'll see if my master plan works. There's something really pleasing about coloring with crayons. Okay. Wet my brush and let's activate. Okay. I think I'll start in the light. Ooh.
Adriana says, waiting for the watercolor to dry before the next step is the hardest for me. Sometimes I work on 2 pages at once.
Good idea. I usually end up just not waiting. And then I regret it. Okay. That turned out pretty good. Okay, let's try it again over here. Rinse off that dark blue color. Okay, now I want to do one that you guys can see better. Let's do this one. Okay.
So they're so pretty once they activate.
Yeah. And then bring in the dark blue in the middle and let the water flow. It really is like hard to like retrain, because my brain is like color pencils, you know, you control that dry medium and you don't, the flow thing is not a thing, you know. Am I making sense?
Uh-oh. I think a few people have gone out and bought them now.
The Paul Reubens?
Yeah.
They're so pretty. Well, and, you know, I felt pretty confident buying them because of the reviews I'd seen online. So we'll see. I hope I have the same experience. You guys are all going and buying them before I've had a chance to show you my feelings on them. But, yeah, you know, you guys are like me. We kind of trust Lindsay, the frugal crafter. And if she says she has a good experience, then we all pretty much trust her. And man, that was a really fun experience to open that box like that. If we ever do an art supply line, wouldn't it be fun to have that kind of experience for people?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how to turn it, Steve, so they can see. Oh, there. Okay. Grab some clean water. Here we go again.
Bean Cat says, so satisfying to watch them activate and blend.
Uh-huh.
And Polly says, okay, I will play with my Neocolor 2 crayons. I have about 20 now. I trust you.
Awesome.
Yeah, it is really neat. It's just a very different, it's very, is it opaque? Is that?
Yeah, I think whatever
flat.
Whatever filler it is, it kind of gives me a gouache feeling. Like if you look at how transparent feeling, and like, I think the word they use for watercolor is like luminous. These feel like almost pastel-y, chalky type feeling. More like gouache, flat. That's the overall feeling I'm getting from these colors. Now, who knows? Again, if you haven't gone and watched, don't do it right now because we're still live. But when we're done, go watch that video by Lindsay the Frugal Crafter about the Paul Reubens, the Paul Rubin tubes, because she shows her swatches of them, and there's one swatch, and she talks about how Western and Eastern paints are different. And I got some of the orange into that blue, and look how it's turning that weird green again. So one of the colors, I think it was the lavender, is more opaque. And she talks about how Eastern colors tend to be more opaque, Eastern watercolors. And in the West, here, we like very translucent, luminous watercolors. Isn't that interesting? So much to learn about watercolor. I didn't know for the longest time that like there are different like Gonzai type paint, watercolor paint is a different creature, and gouache is a different creature, and there's just so much to learn. Okay, we got to add some bling to this thing, but I want to do this band right here, and then we're going to add some bling. So I think I'll do just a nice heavy red band on this right here. I think that'll look really nice. And then I want to add bling. So I'm not going to do wet on wet. I'm just going to do really strong, pure pigment, like not watered down hardly at all.
Gary says Neos have more pigment in them than Cotmans.
Oh, interesting.
Janelle asks, is there a certain place to buy the Paul Rubens palettes?
I think it's Amazon. Paul Reubens come from, is it China? And Lindsay talks about that too, how the tubes, I guess, have been around for a long time, but they haven't been available in the US. Only the cakes were, and that's why she was so excited about getting the tubes. So, yeah, I learned so much on that one video, and it's always surprising what you learn when you go to watch a video. Like, I went to go watch it because she was talking about Paul Rubens, and I knew I had these Paul Rubens metallic paints, and I wanted to learn more about, just to see if she was going to mention anything about the metallics so that I would be well informed for when I do my video. And then I ended up learning so much about paint in general.
Polly asked if you've tried the Winsor & Newton iridescent medium. She just got a bottle.
No, I haven't. Okay, we got the red down. Okay, let's add some bling. All right, now the question is, what bling should we do? We got to stay within our color palette because of our challenge for the day. I think I'm going to have you move, Steve. I'm looking around at all the different bling options I have. Actually, I think, Steve, we're going to go for Jane Davenport. It'll be a little easier. Coming down, I might bump the camera. Okay. All right, these are my Jane Davenport brush pens. And I've got them organized so that all of my metallics are down here. And we're going to go for a gold because that kind of fits the color palette I picked. Yellow was a primary color, and gold, we're going to call it yellow. So let's move the Jane Davenports. I'll just have you put it over there.
Dad loves your nails too.
Oh, thank you. Okay. So these ones, the glitter settles to the bottom, so you have to shake it. But as you shake it, the valve, this is what I've decided happens, the valve kind of lets paint through and fills up the cap. So it's just part of the problem here.
Polly said, what about your new sparkle crayons?
Well, I'm kind of holding those off until I've had time to play with them and swatch them and do their own video.
Amy says that the Winsor & Newton iridescent medium for watercolors is her new favorite thing.
Oh, uh-oh. Steve looks at me like, uh-oh. Okay. So see, now I've got paint up in the cap. Okay, then I just double check to make sure I got all the glitter moving. It looks like I did. So I'm going to open it over my palette so that I don't waste any of this paint.
Fran says, I always learn so much from you. Thank you for this informative night. I may be braver using watercolors now.
Good. Oh, I hope you try and just play and give yourself a break, because there's a lot to learn and lots of things we don't know, and it's okay if things don't work exactly the way you thought. Okay, so now we can kind of pick it up here. I'm not going to have to squeeze or anything because we've got so much paint going on. And I think I'm going to try to kind of go dark gold and gradiate it out. Is that how you say that? Thank you. That's perfect. Oh, it's just really flowing. I was watching, I can't remember who I was watching, and she was saying how these are a good messy time. I think that's how she described these. The Jane Davenport mermaid markers are a good messy time. I wish I remembered who. I've been watching a lot of YouTube art videos lately, and I get them all mixed up.
Adriana says, with the mermaid markers, I keep a separate plastic palette that I use when I start to color, and it collects the excess ink. Then I can use it later.
Smart. Good tip. Okay, I like that.
Wow, those are really juicy, aren't they?
Yeah. So you could always just paint with them too, like let the drops come down onto your palette and then just paint. Get a little bit more water here so we can get it moving. Don't be afraid of the water. We are on watercolor paper. There was a drop of pigment in there, blue pigment, that got mixed in, so that turned a little bit of green. Okay. Let it flow. Don't like that line. Oh, look at it flow. Look at it go. Can they see that?
Yeah.
Look at it go.
Jennifer says, thanks. I've been afraid to use them because of the heavy ink flow.
Mm-hmm. It's not your fault. It is the tool. Just embrace it and have fun. Okay, I'm not worrying about getting the water messy now, my water with the additive in it, because this is my last step. So I'm just taking my metallic-y brush now and just going straight in there.
Kaylee says, it looks like with those pens you can do 2 different colors, light and dark.
Definitely getting that effect, aren't we? Look at that. Ooh. Now I wish I had done that back there. We might have to go back.
Coloring with D asks, can you do wet on wet with these markers?
Probably. I don't know how. Yeah. Give it a try. I guess we could try a little. Well, we'll probably try it back here where I didn't do this flowing that I'm doing now. Because it's really flowing. It really wants to flow. That's fun. Look at it go. Okay. Blend it out. Almost.
Angela says, okay, going to start working with watercolor paints.
Oh, I
Just
can't
try
wait
it.
to see what you do. Okay, I'm trying to get it in the screen for you. There we go. Good. Lay down some paint. The water. Start it moving.
Adriana says that some of these colors in the mermaid markers have fun undertones, so when you water them out, they are different tones.
Yeah, and when I swatch, I always water my paints out. I'll show that to you here in just a second. Because of that, when you swatch the red row, we're going to look at the red row again. When you water it out, I do the full strength of the paint at the top and then pull water down through it, because that's when you see the undertone. You can see the oranges come out, the blues and the pinks come out. Again, down here in the greens, the same thing. You can see the yellows and the blues. So that helps you understand the undertones of your paints. Sometimes it's really hard to understand the undertones when it's full strength swatched. So the same thing with the mermaid markers. Let me show you when I swatched them. I did it only I went that way. I did the full strength and then you hit it with the water, and then you can see which ones have more of a warm tone, which ones are more cool tones. So add a little water to your when you're swatching your water friendly type stuff, and you'll see what are these creatures you're working with, so you know what to pair them with and mix them with. Okay, let's keep going here. Oh, I just painted gold on my jar.
Anna's worried about that extra paint that's on the plate.
Oh yeah, I forgot about it.
You could do the wet on wet practice over there. You could try.
On the plate?
No, I'm saying using that paint.
Yeah.
If you're worried about kind of consistency around the way you've been doing it.
Yeah. Well, we've got this spot right here that we could do the wet on wet. Okay, let's activate this. I'm learning a lot. I don't know how much the shimmer is going to work because of how much we've watered it out. That will be something to see. Okay, water it out, blend it out. Just be fearless, Jennifer. Be fearless. Get the cap over here. More water. Pick up some paint. Okay. Water. Let the paint flow. Oh, that's so satisfying. I love watching the paint just whoosh out into your paper. So remember to go get your entry in, so that you remember just one entry and you are entered for the, this is a wet on wet right here. I forgot to lay it down first. One entry gets you entered for the entire month for your chance to win one of these coloring books right here. You'll have it printed on.
Someone had a good question as far as what book do they win.
So you want to explain that, Steve, while I keep going so I can concentrate? I'm worried if I talk and talk.
You can pick any book that you want. The award is for a 20-page book on watercolor, including shipping, with a chipboard and a swatch page. So we'll give you a coupon basically to cover the cost of that. Now, you can customize that however you'd like. You can put in whatever pages you want. You don't even have to technically get watercolor paper if you don't want it. If you want to try our colored pencil paper or marker or mixed media or
a
metallic.
Swatch book.
Yeah, or a swatch book. You can do that. But, so really you can customize your book and get whatever you would like. Of course, if it goes above the $30, you would just pay the difference, if you really wanted to do a 50-page book on watercolor or something like that.
And if you just can't wait and you need a watercolor coloring book right now, go ahead and order one, and then if you win one, then you could order a marker book or a swatch book or something else from the shop. There is a lot of awesome products at the shop. So, if you're like, well, now I don't know if I want to order one, because if I win one, I've been like that before with other things I've entered. It's made me not want to buy the thing that I wanted anyway. But in this case, like Steve said, that money that you win can be applied to other products, so you're not stuck getting two of the same thing. Okay. It looks like sand.
Adriana says, I love making custom books.
Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, it's pretty cool how you can change out the pages. So if there's a page in the book that you don't want, or you can build it from the ground up, the whole book. Any of the art that is in the premium library.
Anna says that we need that butterfly book for watercolor.
Yeah, I need to get going on drawing. I need to get back into it. Okay. That got a little heavy there, washed out. Feels like it's on a beach. Don't you think it feels like it's on a beach? Let's try the wet on wet here in this area. I'm going to cap this off because we've got plenty of paint here still on the palette. And I'm going to pick up, and this water is no longer clean because I've been rinsing my brush in that pre-treated water with the blending medium in it, but it's clean enough, especially where we're going to be using the gold anyway. And let's let it flow and see what it does. Ooh, look at it go. Ah, don't we just love that? Now I wish I'd done that all the way around the whole thing. Ugh. That is just really satisfying. Okay, let's let that settle and do the other side now. Okay.
Beverly asked if you're going to put salt on this.
Ooh, hadn't planned on it.
Craft Paint Create says the mermaid markers look kind of difficult to work with.
They can be, especially the metallic ones, because you have to shake them first and that cap gets filled. But in some ways I like them better than the other watercolor markers, because you can give them a little squeeze and get some more paint coming faster when you're painting a large area and you want a lot of paint, where like the other brush pens, the flow can feel really slow and frustrating. Okay, are we ready for the flow? Let's see, I'm going to try and get it in the shot here for the moment. Here it comes.
Yeah, coloring with these says that's so satisfying to watch. That's so amazing. That's so cool. That's so gorgeous.
Look at that. I love how it just travels along. I'm running out of paint, but that's okay. Look at it just really travel in there. So relaxing.
So cool.
A little bit more down here.
So glad we're able to do the watercolor paper. It's just awesome.
Oh, we've wanted this since the shop opened. I think we've been open for 2 years now. Do you realize that?
It's been a year and a half, yeah.
Oh, I thought we were at 2 years.
No, we opened in just January or November, December.
You're right. I've skipped us ahead to 2 years. Okay, there's that area. Now, I'm really curious to see if the glitter survived all that water we added. I'm going to come in here and just... Oh, that really deepened it. Maybe that was a mistake. Not a mistake, it was a choice, but now I'm going to have to go in and... I like what it's doing, but now I'm going to have to go around and do more of it to make it seem intentional. That wasn't a mistake. It was intentional, everyone. I meant to do that. It was a happy accident, everybody. There are
Kaylee
no
asked, how do you
mistakes.
keep the cap from getting filled with ink when you shake it?
Okay, so I always store my Jane Davenport's cap up. That's one thing. And then when you shake it, it's just going to fill up. Now, the only ones you have to shake are the metallics. The other ones you don't have to shake. And it's just nature of the beast. Unless someone else has a better idea. Or figured out something else. Okay, let's blend this out a bit. We've got a little bit here. Let's see if I can make that line a little less harsh. Okay. La, la. Like it needs something else. Let's think about it while I clean my brush. Some white. Maybe some white. I think it needs some white. Well, let's bring up the good old Posca pen. Speaking of shaking. Oh, did I wake you up, baby girl? Let's put the needles back while I'm shaking. I haven't used this pen in a while. Okay, this is a Posca pen. In case you're not familiar, they're a white paint pen, basically. This is a 0.7mm bullet.
Margot says, I'm learning so much from just watching you, Jen. Thank you for doing this. Thank you, Steve. He's so supportive and funny, too.
He's awesome.
Polly says, turn it cap up and roll it back and forth like nail polish.
Oh. Maybe that would help the paint go back in?
I wonder if she was talking about instead of shaking the mermaid markers.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Adriana says you can try swirling them so the mixing ball doesn't hit the valve area so hard, but it's difficult.
That's a good idea.
Tika asked, why not just shake them cap up?
Yeah, maybe I'm being too vigorous.
Teresa says, I rolled them in my hand back and forth and they mix pretty well. Worth a try.
Yeah, sounds like I'm being too vigorous.
Tika says, I like this. Looks very artsy.
Yeah, we definitely have a watercolor feel going on, don't we? Okay, I'm just going to add a little white details here and there, and I feel like we need some splatters, because me and watercolor without splatters, it's inconceivable.
Polly says her Posca pen is still in the package.
My purples are still in my package too. I need to get over myself and just get them out and use them. Okay, a little bit more. Now, the question is, Steve, what color of splatters? Red, blue, yellow, gold, white.
Well, you know what I would pick, but I don't know if it would look good.
What would you pick?
Well, I mean, I always like blue, but I'm trying to think if it's splattering with the gold.
Like we could use full-on gold ink for the splatters.
Yeah, see, that would be kind of cool.
Okay.
Well, I'm thinking something that just blends, isn't too overpowering or something.
Okay, we're going for full-on gold ink. So I'm going to bring up, pardon my reach, this is Daler-Rowney Liquid Acrylic Pearlescent Belle Bronze is the color. Okay.
Coloring with D says it has a southwestern feel to it.
Oh, you're right. Totally that feeling.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we're not going to use my good watercolor brush for this, because this is acrylic ink.
Deborah asked, what white is that?
That was the Posca pen. It's my new go-to for white because I've given up on gel pens. They were my nemesis for so long, so I've just gone to white paint pens. So I like the Posca. It works really good, but it's pricey. You can also just go buy a cheap white acrylic paint pen from like Michael's or Hobby Lobby. Craft Smart makes a good one. You can also buy Dr. Peach Martin's or Copic. They both make a white, opaque white product that works really good too, but you have to have a brush or like a toothpick or something to apply it. So those are some good alternatives if you don't want to use if you're like me and your white gel pens have all failed you. No matter what brand you try, all my white gel pens have failed me now, and so I've gone to paint pens. Okay, so we need a good cheap, flippy, something or other pen, brush here. Oh, that's a pretty good flippy one. Let's use that one. Okay, are we ready to get messy? Let's clear the path.
Tika says definitely splatter with some bling.
Yeah. Okay, we're clearing a path here because last time I splattered, I didn't clear a path. Steve, will you move that? And I regretted it. And it took so long to clean up my splatters. These I don't care if they get splattered. This I don't care. And we're going to lay this out. And we're going to get one more out. Prepare for splatters. Okay, maybe this way. Rose is like, nah. What are you doing, Mom? Okay, we are prepared. Okay. Here we go. Ready for battle. Get this brush a little wet. Okay, I picked, this is a way cheap, but what I looked for was a brush that had more stiff type bristles. You can use a toothbrush, you can use all kinds of brushes, but I wanted something that wouldn't, like watercolor brushes really the water up. So this is more of a less thirsty bristly brush, and it'll flick good. See? Good flicker. It's a flicker. Okay, then we're going to put some of this ink here on my palette, which I've got right here. And away we go.
Polly thinks you need the glass medium out again. Every week she's going to find a reason to bring it up for you.
Well, it would make this part easier.
Kat, the colorful colorist, asked, what's that clear thing you just put out?
These are cutting boards I bought at Dollar Tree, 2 for $1. They're great. They clean up really easy. And if I ever get to a point where I feel like I've messed it up and I just don't want to look at it anymore, I'll just throw them away and go buy new ones. But that part, it's never gotten to that point because I can take it to my sink and wash them. Where this big cutting board I have on my main surface is too hard to take to a bathroom sink. But these little boards I can. Okay, here we go. So I've got a little blob of the Daler-Rowney pearlescent ink right here. You can use normal acrylic paint and stuff. This is just what I have in my studio. Okay. It was a lot of build up for this moment. Mm-hmm. Now I want to make sure that the pages of the book are stacked neatly so I don't get ink on the pages below. Okay. And we'll see if it, oh yeah, we're flicking really nice. Sounds like I'm swearing.
Adriana puts the packing paper from Hobby Lobby down.
Oh, smart.
Coloring Queen loves you so much.
Oh, thank you.
And wishes we had them in the UK. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're splattering like over the entire thing?
Oh yeah, man. Everything gets splattered in my world. But I'm going to do heavier splatters on the border or the background.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I love splattering. It's so satisfying.
Does it make you happy?
It really does. I like it because it's still like an artistic decision where your splatters go, but it's very random, so you kind of just let go. See, there's splatters going up by the microphone and on my markers.
Really? Oh, wow. Yeah.
Are you worried about our microphone now?
Yeah.
I think it's okay. And then it hides some of your mistakes. And it kind of adds to that watercolor feel, you know? At least I think it does. And then if you add a little water at the end, the splatters change, especially with glitter. They get more of a translucent nature. So you kind of get a 2-for-1. See, they look different. What do you think, Rose? Should we do some splatters on your hair? Make you gold and sparkly? That would be so pretty. You would be so pretty with gold sparkles. We could do red, white, and blue sparkles on her hair for 4th of July.
I don't think she'd appreciate that.
I don't think you'd appreciate it either. Okay. See how the watered down ones look different?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to declare that done. You have to let it really dry for a while because the splatters are, you know, little balls of paint, and it takes a while for it to dry. So it needs to sit and dry. And yeah, I officially have gold splatters all over my Tombos, and yep, at least it's gold splatters. Okay, let's see. Last minute business. There are links in the video description to all the giveaways, to where you can learn about World Watercolor Month. Yeah, check out the links. Make sure you hit subscribe and ring the bell so that you will be alerted of all the different videos I have planned for July. We have lots of fun new products to check out and play with this month. And like I said, if you can't wait to win one of these awesome watercolor books, just come and order one. And then if you do win a second one, you can order something different from the shop. There's lots of fun things there. So thank you for joining us on this bonus event. We do have our regularly scheduled event. All of our events are usually on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time over on Facebook, and then 7 p.m. here with you guys on YouTube. So make sure you join us. Probably be doing something 4th of July type themed, but watercolor. We'll be doing something watercolory.
Yeah.
So it should be lots of fun. So join us for that. And yeah, we've had so much fun doing this. I love getting back into watercolor and enjoying all these fun products. For the longest time, I wanted to play with these things, but it's so frustrating on regular paper. So to finally be able to play with these products the way they were intended on watercolor paper really brings back the joy of these products. So I highly recommend you try playing with them on the right paper. Again, pairing the right tool with the right paper makes all the difference, and you're going to see it's not you, it's the pairing of the art tools with the right paper, and then all of a sudden magic will happen. So
Angela had a good question. Have you tried a spray bottle for splatter?
No, I haven't, but I know that when Polly was here with us, she makes the coolest sprays. She does all kinds of sprays and puts different things inside the little spray bottles and makes her own sprays. So I think that's a great idea. I need to try that. So good suggestion. I haven't done that yet. But I do have a lot of really fun plans, things I haven't even told you guys about, other new products that are on their way in that you don't even know about yet. So lots of fun secrets and things to do with you guys. So I'm so excited about this month. So it should be lots of fun. So thanks again, Steve, for getting that awesome software up and going for all of us so we could do the Book a Day giveaway. So good luck, everyone. I can't wait to start giving away books so everyone can have fun and play with some good watercolor products. So, all right, good luck, everybody, and we will see you on Wednesday. Bye-bye, everybody.